Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and I was always told I had a voice to radio. So today, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to bring you the news. That's right, the Pokemon news. We hadn't done one of these little news videos in a little while. It seems like lately there's lots of little news stories coming around. And if I didn't show you all the good news stories coming out to do with Pokemon, specifically the TCG, well, that wouldn't make me a very good Pokemon TCG news channel, now would it? First thing, and this kind of excites me quite a bit, comes from the lovely Luna Lugia over on Twitter. We are getting a Pikachu and Eevee Pokeball collection. That's right, a Pikachu and Eevee Pokeball collection. Now, as you can see quite clearly from the image here, you get a Pikachu promo, more on that in a moment. You get an Eevee promo, more on that in a moment. And you get a Pokeball. Now, Mythical Mew _GAs was the one who came up with the particular picture. And huge shout out to Luna Lugia, who made a point of saying that it's not watermarked or anything like that, so we can all share it around much more easily. Firstly, love that attitude. Secondly, do remember that all these stock images are always just owned by the Pokemon Company International anyway, so I have no problem with watermarks, but they don't give you ownership. So, in terms of the promos here, our translations come from the lovely David Hockman, who else, and the Pikachu promo is fine, but it's never going to see any play. The ability says this Pokemon cannot be paralyzed, not a bad little ability, and in keeping with being a lightning Pokemon or electric Pokemon in the video game, and then it does 10 damage for 1 lightning energy. The problem is, we have got 2 Pikachu that we are likely to use. First of all, let's not forget that Pachirisu is a thing, and Pachirisu with Snuggly Generator, still the best named attack in the game, allows you to accelerate energy to Pokemon that have the Nuzzle attack. So you may well want to use a Pikachu that has Nuzzle. And I know this one I'm showing on the screen here is rotating out, but we're getting one that isn't. And then, or at least Japan have, we'll get it eventually. And then we've got the 70 HP Pikachu, which, 70 is so much better than 60. We've talked about this in many, many videos, but think about things like Buzzwole hitting you on the bench twice. That will do 60 and KO, but it won't do 70 and KO. So this Pikachu's never going to see any play. As for the Eevee here, it is just a reprint of the Energy Evolution Eevee. Do remember that when you get reprints nowadays, they will be alternate art, which means they will not stay in the format any longer. We expect the Sun and Moon Eevee, this particular Energy Evolution Eevee, we expect it to rotate out in September 2019, we expect this one to rotate out, at which point we'll lose it and all Eevee-focused decks will instantly become a fair bit worse. But I'll tell you something for nothing, ladies and gentlemen. I don't like the artwork on the other one. And I know that sounds really sad, right? I'm sorry about that. It's one of my least favourite Pokemon artworks that we have. I'm sorry, I don't like it. If you do like it, great, continue using it. If you don't like it, great news, this one's got significantly better artwork. I should mention that this Pikachu was actually given out as a 7-Eleven promo, and you know that because there's a 7-Eleven logo on the card. As for what this Pokeball is, I have no idea. Is it just going to be a display thing? Has it got a little indent inside which makes it easy to store cards without them getting bent? So it basically works like a really chunky deck box. It certainly looks big enough to fit cards inside. I'd like it if it had a little cutout in so you could fit a deck in there. Because in the same way in the anime, Ash throws out his Pokeball, out comes a Pokemon. I'd love to metaphorically go to a tournament, throw down my Pokeball, and my deck comes out. That would be awesome. And if you do look at the writing very, very closely, you can see that it does include 5 Pokemon TCG packs. Given that from the image there's clearly nowhere else to put them from the Pokeball, we can surmise that those packs are in the Pokeball. So the Pokeball is big enough to fit the packs, and you've got to think there's some kind of indent inside to keep them safe, otherwise they're all going to come out bent and horrible, and that would be rubbish. The other question is, what booster packs are we getting? This is coming out on, I believe, November the 16th, the same day as Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee are actually released. So Maybe they're going to be the set which is legal then. I mean, we are getting a November set. It is Lost Thunder. Maybe it's going to be Lost Thunder? I don't know. I would hope so, ladies and gentlemen. I would hope so. We'll have to wait and see. Given that this is very much a, hey, get some promo cards on a Pokeball set, there is every chance that, in fact, this is going to be, hey, let's give some old sets, even if they're kind of rotating out because it doesn't really matter. That has happened before. We've all bought tins only to find one of the packs has already rotated. Now, the second piece of news today comes from the lovely folks over at Pokebeach.com, and it turns out there is a special Treecko promo being given out at GameStop in the US and Toys R Us over in Canada. What is really quite cool about this is we talked in a recent video about how these play and trade days that used to happen at Toys R Us are now going over to GameStop, although staying at Toys R Us in Canada, where Toys R Us is still a thing, and you're now going to be getting this Treecko. And this Treecko is beautiful. The image Pokebeach have given us here, you've still got the reverse holo with the grass energy symbol, etc. But you've also got like a really prominent, shiny Celestial Storm logo there as well. I mean, look, it's Treecko. Treecko's not a particularly exciting card. Nobody's going to get particularly up in arms about Treecko. However, I've talked quite a bit lately about how, well, Sceptile's looking really good in the near future. Like, really over-the-top good in the near future. We have, of course, got the Sceptile, which has just come out in Celestial Storm, giving your Pokemon immunity from Ultra Beast if they've got grass energy attached. Then you've got Grovyle, which has got the same ability as the old Gabite, well, for grass Pokemon, letting you just search out your grass Pokemon. Then Sceptile GX is looking good. I've done videos about these new cards. I'll pop links in the description. And actually, this is a 70 HP Treecko. The other one from Celestial Storm has 50 HP. That ain't no good. The one that's going to be coming out in our next set has 60 HP. That ain't no good. So actually, yeah, this is awesome, ladies and gentlemen. I am a big, big fan of this. It's the best Treecko we're going to have, and it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, okay, the one that's coming out in the next set does let you search for a grass Pokemon for one grass energy, but come on. 70 HP, like we talked about with Pikachu a moment ago. 70 HP is better than 60. You have to have a ridiculous attack or ability to give up 10 HP. Something like the Frogadier, either of them that we've been playing lately, would be willing to give up a little bit of HP, because the new one's got the great ability, the old one's got water duplicates, but it really is that level of awesome we're going to need in order to give up an extra 10 HP. So I love that these play and trade days are happening just because they're going to get more people into the game. I love that we're getting this promo because it's absolutely beautiful. And I love that of the free Treecko we're going to have, this is the best one. So, you know, get yourself a playset, because I think Sceptile's going to be a viable deck when it all comes out shortly after the rotation. And as a side note, if anyone ends up with any extra of these Treecko, hit me up, ladies and gentlemen. Hit me up. Twitter at the Wassy. Email ptcgradio@hotmail.co.uk. And the last piece of news I want to share with you today, the official Pokemon Twitter over in Japan has shared this beautiful image of Full Art Mina. We know Mina's going to be coming out in Fairy Rise. They actually shared the image of Full Art Mina with some sleeves. Now, these are going to be Japanese-only sleeves, but we all know that if you really want to get hold of these sleeves, there are ways and means with which you can do so. And, I mean, look, I'm not a huge Mina fan as a character. If you are, the sleeves are beautiful. I am a huge fan of Mina as a card. I think this is one of the cards from Fairy Rise that people are really sleeping on, and I think it's going to be really, really good. It lets you, it's just a supporter card, you play it, search your deck for a Fairy energy, and attach it to one of your Pokemon in play. It does not have to be a Fairy Pokemon. Of course, our translation comes from David Hockman here. Where else, ladies and gentlemen? Where else? I think this is going to give speed and consistency to Fairy decks. I mean, at the moment, you've got to have a Gardevoir GX sitting on your bench in order to get that extra energy attachment. It's a liability if your opponent plays a Guzma and KOs it. And it's a stage 2, making it awkward to get out. Mina gives you that extra energy attachment with a supporter. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's not going to be some great card, but honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I am a big fan of Mina. I think it's going to see a bunch of play. This full art is beautiful. So there we go. We've got a really weird but kind of cool new product coming out. We've got a nice free promo you're going to be able to pick up, which is really nice. And Full Art Mina's gone and been revealed. So let me know what you think about these stories. How excited are you about Mina? Do you love the full art? Are you going to be going to these play and trade days? Are you going to be running over those Treeckos? Do you think Sceptile's going to be a viable deck? And are you going to be picking up this Eevee product? Let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, but remember the rule, ladies and gentlemen. Be nice. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @thewassie, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all of that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves. Until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.